Welcome back to my channel, Sagittarius. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So it's Monica Love, and I have a series today that I'm going to be doing called Ask a Question, Get an Answer. And what you do is you think about a burning question that you have during this time. I know the full moon is coming up around March 20th, March 21st. So some of you might have some burning questions that you need answers to. So I decided to do this series. And the way it works is I'm going to be using traditional tarot cards, my oracle cards, and I'm also going to be using a new deck that I have. It's called a money deck. It's called a law of attraction deck. So whatever your question may be, think about your question. And what I've done here is I have two piles. I have pile number 1 and I have pile number 2. Okay, so choose wisely. Pile number 1, this is pile number 1, and pile number 2. Okay. Okay, now that you've asked your question, I'm going to read the cards to you and offer you the answer to your question, okay? So if you chose pile number 1, I'm going to start off with the tarot card, and the card that you got was 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups. And what 6 of Cups shows me here is there is 2 children in a garden, and they have 6 cups that are filled with flowers. Okay, it looks like a beautiful day. And this to me signals positivity, okay? So what I did was I pulled up Trusted Tarot, and here's what it says, okay? For a yes or no interpretation, it says, the 6 of Cups says, something by the way of reconciliation, and leaving the past behind. It could mean some sort of apology or returning to the past to unlock skeletons from the closet. There is a sense of relief and moving forward with presence, and the answer you seek is likely yes. So if your answer, if your question was something in regards to a relationship, or it doesn't have to necessarily mean a relationship, but if it was in regards to a relationship, this is a very positive sign, because you see 2 children here, you see the female energy and the male energy, and they're working cohesively together, okay? So this is a very good sign for you, Sagittarius. Your oracle card was energy. Okay, so, and this is number 13, and this to me signals number 13. If you add 3 and 1 together, 3 and 1 equals 4, and in astrology that represents family and home. Okay, so some of you may be reconciling with a partner, or maybe you're reconciling with your children, or maybe you are building a home, or you're thinking about building a home, whatever the case may be. It doesn't have to be a home or a relationship. But what it's asking you, because your answer to the question that you asked is a yes, it's saying that you need to put in work. Okay, Sagittarius, you need to put in work. Instead of thinking or believing that, things are just going to happen to you and fall in your lap, no, it's not going to work like that. There definitely has to be some form of hard work and labor putting into your goals in order to see some sort of manifestation, okay? So this is a very positive sign. 6 of Cups with the energy card is a 100% a yes, okay, to your question. Now, you got number 22. Again, that adds up to 4. So there's a lot of 4s in this answer, and it has to pertain to family or relationships or building a home. Maybe some of you are building a home and working really hard on that, and it's a really good sign for you, okay? So here, this is your money card. I'm going to read what your money card says, and it says, the subject of money is really 2 subjects. And then there's a message in the back, and it says, the subject of money is really 2 subjects. 1, money, plenty of money, and 2, absence of money. Not nearly enough money. Often people assume that because they are speaking the words, I want more money, they are speaking positively about money. When you are feeling fear or discomfort as you speak, you are not speaking of the subject of money, you are speaking of the subject of not enough money. And the difference is very important, because the first subject brings money and the second holds it away, okay? So this card is asking you to really think about how you think about money. It's really asking you about you know, do you think of lack or do you think of abundance? And what is the feeling that you have when you need money? Are you scared you're not going to have enough money? So that's what this card is asking you to do, okay? Because the first subject brings money and the second holds it, okay? So the first subject is money, plenty of money, and then absence of money. So do you think of money as being absent, or do you think as money as being a lot, okay? So yeah, so that, to answer your question, if you picked the deck number 1, then your answer is yes, okay? Now, for those of you that picked number 2, you got 8 of Cups, okay? 8 of Cups. And 8 of Cups shows a man, and there's a full moon here, okay? There's a full moon in the picture here. So to me, it sounds like there's something coming to culmination around the full moon for those of you who picked the second deck. Now, your answer for the second deck, I'm going to read it to you. It says, the 8 of Cups shows some degree of change happening in your lifestyle. It brings feelings of despondency, indifference, and avoidance. It can indicate a need to give up, leave, or turn away from something in your current life. The melancholy feeling associated with this card suggests it to be a no, okay? So some of you might be feeling like giving up. Are you giving up on something? Something that may be beneficial to you? That's what it's saying here, and it's saying because you're giving up, then the answer is no, because you're giving up, and that might be you kind of like setting your sights on something else around the full moon. But there is 2 cards that are 2 cups that are still upright, Sagittarius. So there is a possibility that you can, you know, instead of feeling like you're defeated, there's still a chance for this to be a yes. But right now it seems like it's a no. And I think you're going to get some information around the full moon because of this card that's showing up, okay? Now, your answer might pertain to destruction, okay? And the 6 and the 1 represents, if you add the numbers 6 and 1 together, that means 7. That means relationships and business. And it's funny because, you know, if I really look into this, the full moon that's happening is happening in the sign of Libra. And when you add the number here, 6 and 1, that equals 7, which is Libra, partnerships, okay? So maybe some of you are dealing with, you know, a destructive partnership that's happening, or some changes that are happening in your relationship, and that's something that you maybe have to look over. Your question, you know, to answer your question, it might be destructive. It might be this association that you have, or this attention you're giving to this question might be destructive, okay? So it's definitely something that you have to think about, and I wouldn't proceed going forward with any decisions until the full moon. That's my personal opinion. Now, for your money card, Sagittarius, you got 25, 5. It's weird because all the cards are adding up to the same number, so it's really asking you to focus on partnership, some partnership or business that you're in, okay? And if it's not a partnership or business, it might just mean having balance between yourself and another person, you know, being able to balance that out, because 2 and 5 equals 7, okay? So here's a woman. She's got, excuse me, the lighting is not that great today because there's a lot. Usually I do my readings at night, but I'm doing some of them during the day. Anyways, there's a flower here, and, you know, it looks like 3 people. It's a very interesting card. Okay, so your money message is, I can always tell a difference, financial abundance story. And it says, what anyone else has or does not have has nothing to do with you. The only thing that affects your experience is the way you utilize the non-physical energy with your thought. Your abundance or lack of it in your experience has nothing to do with what anybody else is doing or having. It only has to do with your perspective, the way you're thinking. Okay, it only has to do with your offering of thought. So what are your thoughts thinking of? What are you putting out into the universe? If you want your fortune to shift, you have to begin telling different stories. Okay, so some of you might, you know, the energy I'm getting from this is some of you guys feel defeated, or you feel like you're not able to accomplish something. And I really think that with Sagittarius, you know, with the Mercury retrograde happening and Jupiter in your sign, some of you may feel defeated, but there's still hope for you, okay? There's still hope for you if you did pick the second deck. What I recommend is, you know, subscribe to my channel, like, comment, you know, and get your forecast for April, your astrology forecast for April. And I will be explaining some of the developments that you can expect. Okay, Sagittarius. So I want to keep this video very short. I just want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad I'm here that I can help you in any way. So this is Monica Love. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Okay, I'll see you guys in the April forecast. Okay, for 2019. Bye.